Hello, True105 here, and I'm going to be playing Dark Souls Remastered. So, this is one of my favorite games that I have. So, his name's True105. Male. Class. I usually go with Pyromancer, but for this I think I'm either going to go with Knight or Warrior. Let's go with Knight. It's more interesting. And I'm going to go with Master Key. My opinion is for your first playthrough ever, you should go with something other than Master Key. It's up to you, whichever. Don't go with Old Witch's Ring. Or, I mean, I guess if you want some more lore later in the game. Or don't do the pendant for sure. The pendant is only good for one thing, and that's a trade later, and it's not even that good of a trade. Unless you want to rank up in a specific coming in. But yeah, for your first playthrough ever, go with any of these except the Master Key, unless you want to be really daring. But then, after that, always go with the Master Key. That's my opinion. Oh, another thing, the Thief class always starts with the Master Key. Remember that. That's actually something that a lot of people don't know about.
The world was unformed,
I'm going to be quiet during cutscenes, but there isn't very many cutscenes though.
Arch trees and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign.
Yeah. Second cutscene.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Alright, thanks, man. Now with that, I can get out. But yeah, I forgot that the opening cutscene was that long. If I do that. Okay, I can fast roll now. The gloves as well. Yeah. And I am willing to bet that's it. I'm not even going to try to put on the helmet. Alright. So, if you don't know, circle, or I guess I'm going to go with PlayStation buttons to explain. Circle is dodging and running. X is like select and stuff. R1 is light attacks. R2 is heavy attacks. Y is switch between one-handed and two-handed. Square is to use items. The D-pad is to control the menu, and up on the D-pad is to swap spells, and down on the D-pad is to swap hotbar items. Right and left is to switch between right-handed weapon 1 and right-handed weapon 2, and left-handed weapon 1 and left-handed weapon 2. Left-handed stuff is almost always shields in Dark Souls 1. And I'm going this way because I cannot fight that without real weapons. Some people are skilled enough to do that, but even when they are, it takes absolutely forever, and I'm not about it. Okay. Shield. Flip. Oh, I'm still on. Wait. Didn't I? Oh, I equipped it there. I'm an idiot. Wow. Just some basic mistakes. Of course I make them when I'm recording. Alright, let's get the gloves. Okay, good. Hello. Press R1 when directly behind an enemy, you'll backstab them. Lots of extra damage. And now let's talk to this guy.
Oh, you. You're no Hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family, thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, The fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Thank you.
Oh, and this.
And thanks.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
No problem. Alright, so the Estus Flask is your healing. You usually get 5 for Bonfire, but you can increase that by mechanics that I guess I'll be showing later at some point. Also, I know that I'm sure there's got to be people watching this who knows all of this stuff. I'm just explaining in case anyone watches who knows nothing about the game. So, when I was saying earlier, like, alright, so holding L1 will block, pressing L2 will do a parry moment, and if you parry in correct timing with the enemy's attack, it will leave them open for a repost, which is all of that you just saw. I didn't backstab him, but it's fine. And if you're fast enough, you can switch to 2 hands just before you get the repost, and it'll do even more damage. Alright. That was a dropping attack. Press R1 while falling to attack while falling. Ah, dang. I was a little bit late with the pressing the dodge button there. Now, I'm not the best at the game, I'm just knowledgeable because I've played it a lot. Keep that in mind, I definitely do not claim to be any kind of expert at it. So there's a hidden item there. Really, really good to know. And this is probably the last cutscene we're gonna see for a little while.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
I don't usually watch the cutscenes anymore, so honestly, seeing the shield just floating there is kind of funny. Level up and kindle it. Alright, so to level up now, you use the souls that you collect from killing to level up. If you die, you lose all your souls and your humanity. Humanity is used for reversing hollow and kindling bonfires. I usually like to keep my vitality, my endurance, and whatever stat I'm going to be using for damage even, all even with each other. So I'm going to be doing strength for now, but I don't know for sure if it's going to be a strength build. I'm just kind of going to let things play out. I guess I can talk about what my thoughts. If I somehow get a rare weapon from something before I get to the Claymore, then I'll be going with that. But if I don't, then I'll be going with the Claymore. That's kind of my strategy. We'll probably be seeing the Claymore in episode 2, because my thought on episodes is probably one episode per boss, or one boss per episode, not counting the Asylum Demon, because that's the tutorial. But that will depend on how long I take between each boss. Sometimes if I beat a boss way too fast, I'll just keep playing. If it take way too long, there might not be a boss in that episode. Who knows? So I'm just doing a run through that I always do every time I create a new character. As long as I have the master key. I haven't used the master key yet, but I'm about to on my second half of the run. So, if you're doing your first playthrough, you can do everything. You don't have the master key. You can do everything I just did to gain some extra soul items and some extra items pretty quickly and safely. But that's not the end of it, because I have the master key. I'm gonna come down here now. Well, yeah, you can come down here as well. It's more dangerous, but there's a little bit further I'm going to go that will require the master key. Without the master key, you can come down here to another area. It's a lot more dangerous, though. The enemies are higher level than the game kind of expects you to be right now. Alright. So, New Londo Ruins. This is actually kind of a more endgame area. So... I should probably... I always put Homeward Bone right underneath. It's not always there for me, but almost always. Sometimes I'll put certain items in place. You can use the Homeward Bone to teleport to your last bonfire without losing humanity and souls. So it's a great way to escape something very quickly. Like I'm about to do. Yes. And there we go. So what I just grabbed was a Firekeeper soul. And you can give them to Firekeepers to increase the potency of your Estus flasks. Or in other words, how much percentage of your health they heal. Or actually I can't remember, do they do percentage or if they do a set amount? I think it's percentage. I'm coming back down here now though, because I'm going to go even further and get more things. At this point, if you're trying to follow along, you're going to need the master key. So if it's your first playthrough, just go ahead and go other directions. Move forward in the game the way it expects you to, I guess. Or if you took the master key during your first playthrough. I mean, just because I recommend against it doesn't mean you shouldn't. So, I mean, this game can be played in all kinds of ways, and none of them can really be considered wrong, which is one of my favorite things about this game. So this is a really tough area though. If I mess up at any point, I'm dead. Considering my level, I'm way too low to be here. Like, well. So grab this. Don't grab that one or you'll wake this thing up and it will kill you at the current level. If you come back here at the proper level, you could actually fight it with the right strategy. I usually kill it at some point. Now, here. This. And sometimes I die doing that. And it sucks, but life happens. Alright, so up here. Just having a little bit of fun. Okay, this way. And another bonfire. Now we're just here because I will probably die here. It's like 50-50 whether I die a bunch doing this or if I get it first try. Come on, this is a Black Knight. There are a few of these scattered throughout the game. Most of them don't respawn. So you can kind of consider them like I'm gonna go. I usually try to knock him off the cliff. It doesn't always work out. Alright, let's go. And oh, shit. That didn't work. Come on. Does that do it? Got him. Alright. A lot faster than just fighting him outright. Yeah, I can kill him that way too, but it takes a lot longer, and I'm a lot more likely to mess up. Oh, you probably noticed I have 10, I can't believe I hadn't mentioned this yet. I have 10 Estus Flask, and that's because the bonfire at Firelink Shrine is kindled once. Every bonfire that's next to a firekeeper is automatically kindled once, so you have 5 more Estus Flask when you rest there. You can also kindle other bonfires to be like that one by using Humanity, which are items that you'll get. I think you've seen I've collected some Humanity already. Now, if I use it, the number on the top left will go up, and so will some of my stats. And if I use one to go human, it will access the multiplayer part of the game. I'll be able to summon other people, and other people will be able to invade me. But while I'm human, I'll also be able to spend even more humanity to kindle bonfires. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I'm going to try not to be quiet when playing, but there's going to be times where I might be quiet just because there's not much going on. A lot of running. So, yeah. And that is a demon Titanite, or a Titanite demon. They are pretty tough enemies. But I mean, how tough they are depends on which one you're fighting. Because they all have different size arenas, different amounts of health and damage. The strategy for fighting them is usually all the same. So... And, So yeah, I'm in this area now. So there's a glitch I could perform up here if I wanted to skip a good portion of the game. But I don't feel like doing that. Or if I wanted to get a couple items. I don't want to do it because the glitch is a little difficult to perform, at least for me. And I also don't want to cheat at the game. At least not much. I'm going to be cheesing some things in the game. Because that's how I always deal with it. I hope people won't be mad when those points come up. Oh, wait. I attacked once too many. I'm a little excited because I'm recording. So he's either going to attack or try to heal. Okay, he's attacking. Oh, he's trying to heal again. I've actually never seen him try to heal twice in a row. That was interesting. Another Firekeeper soul. So, at this point, that's pretty cool. 2 Firekeeper souls. But I can push things a little bit further for early game. And I'm going to. But at this point, it's even more likely for me to die with what I'm about to do. First, I am going to upgrade my healing again. Alright. And then I am going to use all of these I collected to gain even more levels than I should be. I want to have gained as many levels as possible before I do what I'm about to do. Endurance, strength, vitality. Alright, this is good. So I'm coming back up here. Back into the elevator. So I could go this way, but that's actually even harder than what I'm about to do. And arguably not as rewarding. It's not Instead, I'm going to go this way. And up here. Come on. Sometimes he does this, it can be annoying to wait for him to attack. When he's doing this, you don't want to, when he's doing what he was there, just holding, I'm distracted from my talking. But when he's holding the sword just right in front of him like that, that means you don't want to attack him like that, he'll parry you. He is buffing all these guys. Let's go. Oh man, he did a lot of damage. Ah shit. Hey, I'm still alive. And I'm dead. See what I was saying? My chances of dying are gonna be higher. because it's a whole bunch of them and he usually buffs them. But it's not over. I'm going to try again. Oh, did I grab... Yeah, I did. I can't believe I didn't swap to it. Grass Crest Shield. I'm basically going to be using this shield throughout the rest of the game. I was distracted by just talking to you guys and stuff. That I totally forgot to equip it. Pretty much the best shield in the game. It increases your stamina regeneration, for those of you that don't know. One of the reasons I take the route I do is to always get this shield as early as possible. Yeah. Sometimes parries can be difficult to do on stairs. The game doesn't think. Right? Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Kind of annoying. Okay. So far, so good. God. Ah, shit. I think I killed them all, too. I wonder how long I've been recording. I was hoping I'd be able to get to killing the tourist demon before ending episode 1, but doesn't look like it. This bit's taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. So I think I'm gonna finish all my preparations for before heading to what's really supposed to be the first area. And then, once I've done that, I will end the episode. And that means episode 2 will be carrying on past Forest Demon, because I should be able to do that pretty quickly. Oh, there we go. See? Sometimes it works on the stairs, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of dumb. At least this is increasing the amount of souls I'm collecting. As long as I don't die without recovering. Also, I should mention, if you die while human, you go back to being hollow. Oh. Come on. You know what? I'm gonna stand here. He's not gonna get any closer, is he? Alright. Oh, shit. And they just... Ah! Oh, yeah, this is taking a bit. I think I'm up to a little past half an hour. So, I mean, that sounds like a pretty good sized episode. But I don't want to end it on a low note, like messing this up over and over again. I want to end it on a high note of success. And for those of you wondering, no, I'm not after the gargoyles, which are just past that. I'm going to go in the other direction and go to Lothric. This is just for telling people who are knowledgeable. And then those of you who know them, pretty sure they know why I'm after Lothric. Yeah. survived. But now he's dead. Alright. What is this? Like number 4? Let's just... Ow. Oh. I'm using the heavy attack because it's killing them in one hit, whereas my level is low enough that I can't kill them in one hit with my light attack. And hey, I finally did it. Alright. Now let's grab this while I'm here. And let's go free Lotric. Ow. There we go. That was close. If I died there from him, I would have been annoyed. I was already getting pretty annoyed. So... a little bit more humanity. Up here. Hello.
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
Alright. So, use the master key. Either the master key or another key that you find somewhere else in the game will work here. So, if you chose the master key to start, you could do the whole route I did and free him.
Thank you. Yes.
Or you can go through the
I
game
am
normally,
Knight Lautrec of
grab
Cali.
the
I truly
key and
appreciate
free him.
this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
Alright. So, we've done a good deed. We've freed this guy, right? Those of you who have played through the game before probably already know. I guess those of you who are only watching haven't played yet. I guess you expect spoilers if you're watching a playthrough, so I guess I could mention that guy's actually not to be trusted. If you leave him alive long enough, eventually there's a few different triggers that will trigger it, but eventually he will kill your firekeeper. And then when a firekeeper dies, the bonfire they're connected to goes out, which means we won't be able to use Firelink Shrine again until we kill him, get a revenge, get the firekeeper soul again, and then use it to revive the firekeeper. It's actually a pretty cool quest line, but it can be annoying, and I don't like doing it, so I always free him and then kill him. He appears down here after you save him. Talk to him again and get the reward he was talking about, though.
I have your reward. I am grateful.
Right.
Not in.
And now we kill him. Easiest way to do that is to kick him off the cliff. And I hadn't explained kicking yet. Oh, I'm quitting and reloading to make his loot appear. Since he died from falling. There we go. Ring of Favor and Protection. Other reason I did it. Get that early. This ring increases your equip load, your endurance, and your vitality. It's really good. Now with that, we should at least probably be able to wear these. Yep. Probably not. Nope. Alright, and this has been going on long enough. I wanted to reach the Taurus demon before ending episode 1, but that all took so long. This is the end of episode 1. So, see you guys.